What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative, a channel where I talk about all of the things that I read. Today, I am going to present to you my reading vlog of The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. Before I get to the vlog, let me explain to you what the idea here was. You know, some days you just wake up and you get a wild hair and you're like, I'm gonna do this. So I went to my patrons and I was like, guys, I think I want to try a reading vlog again where I do real-time updates about what I'm reading. Here's my November TBR. I'm gonna let you guys vote on what you would like to see a vlog of. And they chose The Secret Life of Bees and The Fall of Babel. And I was like, all right, let's do this. Before we get into the clips, let me tell you why I read this book. I picked it up because it was the patron pick for the month of November. So each month I spin a wheel and it has all of the names of my middle and top tier patrons. Whoever's name it lands on, they get to choose a book for me to read the following month, any book of their choosing. So the wheel chose Kate from the Literary Apothecary for November, and she chose The Secret Life of Bees. I wanted to read that book because I saw her review for it like a year ago, maybe it was now. And so when she picked it, I was so excited. Sue Monk Kidd was a new author to me, so I went the safe route and I checked out the ebook from my library. And so that brings us to where the vlog clips begin. So let's just cut on over to those, shall we? Yes, I do have my Kindle on my little book stand because I am just that lazy. I'm just now getting started on The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. Had no idea that this was her debut novel. I'm very excited. And the fact that it spent like 100 weeks on the #1 top best-selling books. Oh man, I know nothing about it. Going in blind. Here we go. And I'm back. As you can see, I'm still on page 1, but I have read enough that I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that this author is going to be a favorite. I'm going to predict all of her books are going to be 4 and 5 stars, and I'm already predicting I'm going to finish this book and I'm going to want to read all of her other books. I did see on Instagram earlier she has a new one out, but I love the way that she writes. It's just got a beauty to it that reminds me of Zora Neale Hurston with the way that she is able to write and just write such beautiful imagery. I'm assuming it is our narrator's our main character. The way that she has described the bees in her room already, I can hear them. I can almost feel what she's describing when they fly near her skin, and you just feel the vibration of their wings. Time for another check-in. The scenery has changed. Bandit and I have crawled into bed because it is that time of evening. Yes, I go to bed early because I get up early. And I usually get in bed between 9:30 and 10 to just kind of start winding down. But I haven't been able to put this book down. Like, guys, I'm already on page 101. And I consider myself a slow reader. I usually read 30, maybe 40 pages an hour. I think I did start this book like 2 or 3 hours ago, so that's about right for me. It's so good. It's so good. I am getting myself a physical copy to put in my collection. I already know before I left the first chapter that I needed to own it, that I would be rereading it often, and I am going to definitely be getting more of her work. And hey, stop licking yourself, please. You're gonna make your paw hurt. Okay? It's night time. So we're gonna cuddle, and I'm gonna read maybe one more chapter and then call it a night. But this was a complete and utter win. I mean, my patron picks this year have just knocked it out of the park. I have loved every one of them. Most of them have been new authors to me, and I'm like wanting to just scream through their backlogs and read all of their works. So another hit. Thank you so much, Kate from the Literary Apothecary, for picking this one for me. Buddy, you need to stop licking your paw, please. You're gonna hurt yourself. Be salty.
Yep. That's as far as I got. The first night that I started the book. That's all I got. Here's what I did not think of when I got this wild hair about vlogging. While I'm reading, Chris does other things. Watches TV, does some online gaming with friends, namely World of Warcraft. He's part of a guild where they raid a couple of nights a week, and they have a lot of fun. And so there is much laughter, exclamations, and other things that are occurring quite loudly in the background. And then the final thing I did not take into account is the fact that I don't do reading vlogs because I forget to do updates. I remembered the first night because I was like, oh, this is my new read. This is what I'm gonna do a vlog for. I mean, I was all in, gung-ho. And then I got so enraptured by that book, I was so excited to read it, that it took precedent over all of my other reads, and I was reading it in the morning when I got up, snatches throughout the day when I could, and then at night, and I just blazed through it. The book was absolutely amazing. Guys, the first page, I was in love with this author's prose. She reminds me of Zora Neale Hurston. Actually, I think it would be better said if I just said they're on equal footing for their time. Zora Neale Hurston, beautiful prose, beautiful imagery with words. The same for Sue Monk Kidd. But in addition to that imagery, this author, the way she could just get my emotions involved with her words, oh my gosh. It was just, this book just ripped me up on the inside. Chapter 13, I was crying so much that I couldn't see to read. I was devastated, absolutely destroyed. I didn't realize there was only one chapter left, but I couldn't do it. I had to take time. I had to stop. I had to put the book down and just come to grips with what had happened. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story of a 14-year-old girl named Lily. Lily's mother died when she was 4 years old due to an accident. This story is Lily as a child, as she grows up, how she rationalizes her life and the way things are. Her father is an abusive jerk. I have never, ever in my life wanted to reach through the pages of a book and slap a man like I did with Lily's father. And there was just a moment where she was thinking about how her father treated her and how she was rationalizing it, because to her, she said, there's no way you could have two parents that didn't love their own child. It was just heartbreaking because I've been there as a child. I went through a lot of stuff growing up, and just the way a child and a young person rationalizes the things to happen to protect themselves, just to be able to get through the day and the next day and the next day. The things that you convince yourself of. This book just got me deep in the feels. The time period for the book is 1964, when the Civil Rights Act got signed into law. There is a woman named Rosaline that was hired by Lily's father to be a stand-in mother for her, to clean the house, cook the meals. Rosaline is a black woman. On the heels of the Civil Rights Act getting signed into law, Rosaline decides she's going to go to town and register to vote. The day that Rosaline decides she's going to go into town to register to vote, Lily is very concerned. At this moment of Lily's life, she doesn't fully understand racism and prejudice and how she's actually raised to believe there was a difference between black people and white people. But she knew enough to be scared for Rosaline, so she wants to go with her. And so she's trying to get Rosaline to change her mind. And Rosaline walks back to Lily and she pulls out this sheet of paper where she had been practicing writing her name in cursive over and over, because the white people said if they could not perfectly write their name in cursive, they wouldn't allow them to register. And that scene with that paper with her name written over and over just broke my heart. But in addition to breaking my heart, it let me know something bad was going to happen. So I began to prepare for that. Lily convinces Rosaline to take her. The events that take place are what turn the story down the path we're going to go for the rest of the book. And it was just amazing. Now, to me personally, what spoke to me about this story is how Lily came to forgive herself, her mother that had passed away, learning how to trust and love other people, also coming to understand the importance of standing up for yourself and what you believe in and having the strength to fight for the change that needs to happen. I just absolutely love this book, love this author. I absolutely cannot wait to read more by her. Guys, have you read The Secret Life of Bees? If you have, please let me know down in the comments below what was the main thing in this book that spoke to your heart when you read it. If you haven't read it, please read this book. It is absolutely amazing. Do like I did. Try it out from your library first and read that first chapter or read that first page like I did and see if you fall in love just like I did. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.